Night of PBC Championship Boxing that comes your way on Prime Video on Saturday, May 31st from Michelob ULTRA Arena at Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. We have two of the sport's most exciting fighters that are going to be co-headlining. What a night of boxing that we have in the main event. We have interim WBA super middleweight champion of the world. It'll be Caleb Plant taking on Mexican knockout artist Armando Reséndiz. Also in the co-main event, undefeated two-division world champion Jermall Charlo from Houston, Texas will battle the very determined and veteran contender Thomas Cornflake LaManna in a 10-round super middleweight fight. The action all comes your way 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. It is free on Prime Video for all Prime members in the United States and select countries. Also just announced two more exciting showdowns that are going to round out this 4-fight card. We'll have top middleweight contenders Yuan Lenny, Feliciano Hernandez, and Kyron Davis matching up in a 10-round showdown. Also, rising contender Isaac Lucero goes head-to-head against the hard-hitting Luis Omar Valenzuela in a 10-round all-Mexican showdown of unbeaten super welterweights that'll open up the card. Tickets are available right now on sale on AXS.com. You do not want to miss the action whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, and we are very excited to go ahead and bring in a very top and quality contender as we want to usher in a man who has a record of 39 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. He is from Belleville, New Jersey. He's a popular fighter on the East Coast for many years, taking on a slew of veteran contenders. He came up short against Edislandi Lara back in May of 2021, but since that time has rattled off 9 straight wins, looking to make it 10 in a row as we bring in Thomas Cornflake LaManna. Thomas, how are you?
I'm good, Ray. How are you? How are you?
Not too bad. And tell us about how you're feeling. Big matchup with you, Jermall Charlo. I know you guys have been waiting for quite some time to get it on, and lo and behold, May 31st, here we go.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm just glad it's finally here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was supposed to happen in March or December, whatever the hell. You know, whatever happened, but we here. You know what I mean? It's God's timing, and I'm excited. I'm ready.
Well, we're definitely excited for this matchup. Now we want to bring in a man who has a record undefeated, 33 fights, 33 wins, 22 of those coming by way of knockout. Very proud of where he's from as he represents Houston, Texas, a former world champion at 154 and 160 pounds. Now looking to conquer a third division at 168. Last fought November of 2023 at the aforementioned Michelob ULTRA Arena, Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, getting a unanimous decision over Jose Benavidez Jr. As we want to bring on to the press conference, we want to usher in the former two-division world champion, Jermall Charlo. Jermall, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jermall. I know you've been looking forward to getting back in the ring, now campaigning here in a third division. How are you feeling getting set for your matchup on May 31st?
It's gonna be a fight, you know. It's gonna be a fight. Jermall Charlo got to do what Jermall Charlo always do.
Jermall, I know before we got on a little bit, you guys were going back and forth a little bit. You mentioned you're very big on your legacy as you prepare here for 168 and Thomas LaManna. What are your thoughts on your opponent?
No, it's gonna be a fight. I've been off for a little bit. I'm pretty sure that he knows everything that's, and then he's gonna come at me. He's gonna give me. You know, it's gonna be a fight. Like, you know, I expect the most. Like, I expect the best out of Thomas LaManna. Like, you know, I expect the best from him, and I'll be there to make the adjustments.
I feel like you both could fight right now if you needed to. You're both in outstanding physical shape. But for you, Jermall, fighting here at 168, you know, how is it, you know, fighting here in a third division? Champ at 154, champ at 160, now looking to be world champion at 168.
Honestly speaking, I just feel like this part of my life is just life is life, and Lamar and I gonna take me away from my goals and my dreams, and I'll stand in it. I'll stand in the paint. I don't know if he know what that means, but I'll stand in the paint with you.
What do you feel that means, Thomas?
I don't know. He right. I don't know what that means. All I know is, right, we'll be there. I'll be there. He'll be there. A fight is a fight. We're going to rumble. And, we're going to see what happens.
Thomas, how do you analyze Jermall Charlo? You're looking to make it double-digit victories when it comes to your win streak, but how do you analyze Jermall Charlo, former world champion at 154 and 160?
Now, listen, man, let's not be around the bush and bullshit. He is who he is in boxing. He's been off for a while, but look, he's a tall task. He's a great former champion. He's still undefeated. You could say he's still the champion. He's never lost. And this is the biggest fight of my life, and I treat it as such. I've only been training for it since the end of September of 24. Because of all, the rescheduling and stuff. But, yeah, man. I mean, he is who he is, but I am who I am. And, we're going to get to it.
Also want to let the media know that we are going to have an in-person press conference in a couple of weeks in Los Angeles. So be on the lookout for that when it comes to date and time. At this moment, I'm going to turn it over to the media, Andrew Roberts from our fine PR team. If you have a question for Jermall Charlo and Thomas LaManna, make sure to raise your hand. And when they call upon you, ask your question. Let us know what media site and entity you are from. Andrew, it is all you, my friend.
All right. Thanks very much, Ray. Our first question is going to come from Jake Donovan, boxing scene. Jake, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Great. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Cornflake, my question is for you first. You and I had a lot of conversations about the opportunities that you had on your plate. What made you want to choose this one, knowing that I'm not discounting your chances, by any stretch in this fight, but you had other fights that were probably more winnable,
right,
all the way up to 168.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, he was the biggest name. He was the biggest name, the biggest opportunity. And yeah, man, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? They called, I answered. And that's what it's all about. He says legacy. I like to write my own legacy as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's who we rock with.
Got it. Thanks, Cornflake. And then for you, I know you said you have goals in mind. I know you've never been the type to look past the guy in front of you. Just how important is it for you to get to this point as opposed to thinking about what lies ahead with a win on May 31st?
There's bigger fish to fry. And I just hope Thomas can go back to his family happy and ever after.
Right.
But me, I'm not really focused on Thomas. I'm focused on what I do. Whatever I do is what's gonna get y'all it'll build, I'm not look, I just want the best for you, Thomas. I just want the best for you. I don't mean no harm. I just want the best for you.
All right. Thank you for those questions, Jake. Our next question is going to come from Andreas Hale with ESPN. Andreas, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hey, this question is for Jermall Charlo. Jermall, you've been out for a while, man, and I know you needed to take some time off. What was the reason why you decided to come back now after not competing for almost 2 years? Did you feel like you're now ready to get back into the ring?
Yeah, I'm ready to get back in the ring. Those 2 years actually helped me. They helped me. They made me better because not only have I not taken damage, but those 2 years made me stronger. And I am boxing.
Thanks, Jermall. Thomas, you waited for this fight. How have you felt? You know, you've been training for this fight for a long time. How have you been able to maintain the same level of intensity, knowing that you weren't sure exactly when this fight was going to happen?
You know, so I had when the March fight got pulled, I went and got me a fight, an 8-rounder, ended in 2. So like I didn't waste the camp. And nah, man, I don't know. I just, you know, just the call came and you know, whatever. I wasn't really expecting it. Like Jake just said not too long ago. It's like we had other fights, we had other offers or whatever. And but yeah, it was something about it where it's like, you know, all right. When Louis Jr. called, it's like, all right, is it for real this time? And yeah, so you know, just whatever. We took it.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Andreas. Our next questions are going to come from Sean Zattel with Vegas Sports Today. Sean, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Just a question for each. First, Jermall. Jermall, man, you've had 2 fights in the last 5 years. If you were at, let's say, 100% when you beat J-Rock or 100% when you beat Derevianchenko, where are you at right now compared to that? Where do you feel like you were at in your last fight against Jose Benavidez?
I'm sorry, say it again.
You know, you've had 2 fights in the last 5 years. If you were at, let's say you're at 100% when you knocked out Julian Williams or when you beat Derevianchenko, what are you at right now compared to then? And what were you at for the Jose Benavidez fight, you feel?
Right now, technically, honestly speaking, I'm back at 100%. Like I feel stronger, I feel better, I feel no, I'm fully back. Like the team is better. Everybody around me is like understanding. Like everybody, I feel like everything is coming into play like perfectly. You know, like Houston back on my back. Like I got it. I got them on my back. I could carry them now. Like I'm better now. Like it. Yeah, I had some like, you know, chaos going on, but it feels better to like not have to deal with that no more. So like the problems that I had, they're no longer like involved with my life, and my life has got better, and everything is smooth. It's smooth right now. So like Thomas, I'm gonna beat your ass. You know that. I'm back. He back. That's what I wanted. He back. So
that shit don't bother, bro.
Remember
I
all that
fuck,
shit you
bro.
talking about. All that shit you talking about. I'm like if when I knock you out, I'm a stomp on your ass.
All right, we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna see.
So keep talking. Keep running your mouth, Mister. Keep running your mouth. Watch. I'm gonna show you.
That's what he say.
I'm gonna show you. You can't fuck with me. I'm gonna show you.
All right, Sean, did you have one more question or no?
Yeah, and thank you, Jermall. Thomas, you know, you've talked about your rebuild. You've won 9 fights in a row, 4 by knockout since losing to Lara.
You can't fuck with me. He won 9 fights. He did this. Nigga, I'm a spit on your ass, nigga. When I get to you, don't say nothing.
You're too emotional, champ. Well, go ahead, Sean.
I'm gonna show you how much emotional I am.
All right, you're right. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry, bro.
I enjoy the passion between the fighters, so it's all good. But what do you think you've actually gotten better at in the ring in those
Nothing.
9 fights?
The nigga bum. The nigga's
yeah, you're
a
right.
bum.
All right, so you fighting a bum. All right, so you fighting a bum.
You a fucking
fuck
bum.
Is you talking about?
You a fucking bum.
What is you talking about, bro?
You a
like,
fucking
shut
bum.
Up. Like,
nigga, you
up.
a fucking
shut
bum.
Up, bro.
You want to be black
up.
so bad.
Shut
You want to
like,
be
what?
black so bad.
There's some. I don't know, guys. Yo, so Sean, to answer your question, listen, right? Experience, right? I mean, every single day you learn something new, right?
You ain't got no experience.
You okay? Facts. You're right. All right, so Sean, every day you learn something new, right? You get better. It's time. You know what I mean? The best lesson in life is experience, I guess, right? So, whatever, you know what I mean? These fights were just, oh shit, sorry guys. The fights were what they were, but I got more comfortable. You know what I mean? I fought more in 2 years. These 9 fights, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. I'm letting the homie get to my fucking head right now, bro. He sounds like a fucking weirdo, bro. Dude, like, chill. I hope I answered your question, Sean. Just, it's
make me chill.
And make me chill. Make me shut up, man.
Like what? Thank you very much for those questions, Sean. And thank you all to both Jermall and Thomas for answering those questions. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to our Ray Flores to wrap things up with our first pair here.
All right. Well, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to the media for asking questions to both Charlo-Lamanna and Jermall.
Right. You know me, right?
I know both of you guys, and I can't wait for May 31st.
You know me. You know how I'm coming. You know how I'm coming.
Bro, you guys are both on, you guys are going to collide.
Hey, pop that shit when I see you, nigga.
Well, I'm excited to see both of you guys. Jermall, final question. Your prediction for May 31st against Charlo-Lamanna. Thomas,
that was we obviously knew that was coming. Like, well, he just said it. Yeah, man, we're gonna shock the world.
Jermall and Thomas, thank you so much. I can't wait for this one. Oh my goodness, May 31st, BBC Championship Boxing on Prime Video. Jermall, Thomas, we'll see you in a couple of weeks in Los Angeles for the in-person press conference, and then during fight week in Las Vegas.
Make sure you show up. Make sure you show up.
Yeah,
make sure you show up. Make sure you show up.
Get the fight.
Make sure you show up.
Shut up, bitch.
Make sure you show up. Make sure you show up. Make sure you show up.
Shut up.
Make sure you show up.
Shut up, bitch. I'm gonna knock your ass out in the way.
Shut up.
Let's turn our attention now to our next matchup, as it'll be an outstanding super middleweight affair. It features the current WBA interim super middleweight titleist Caleb Plant taking on the hard-hitting Armando Resendiz, who's a Mexican knockout artist. I want to bring in one half of that main event, a man who has a record of 15 wins, 2 losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout, trained in Southern California by renowned trainer Manny Robles, a native of Nayarit, Mexico. He began his career in an 8-fight knockout streak and owns a 2023 stoppage victory over former unified world champion Jared Hurd, which is no easy task whatsoever. I want to bring in Armando Resendiz. Armando, how are you? Got Martin Boxer, our outstanding translator, to translate for us. But Armando, how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien, muy contentos. Muchas gracias por esta oportunidad y gracias por esta entrevista.
Hi guys, glad to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. Looking forward to the fight, and thank you very much for having this press conference as well.
Well, the fight is free and available on Prime. So Prime Video members, subscribers, you can enjoy this big night of action live and free in the United States and select countries. And also now I want to bring in Armando Resendiz's adversary, a man who has a record of 23 wins, 2 losses, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the former IBF super middleweight champion of the world and the reigning interim WBA super middleweight world champion. Born in Nashville, Tennessee, now living and training in Las Vegas. He's guided by top trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards and his father, Richie Plant. In his last outing, he delivered one of the year's best fights, going toe-to-toe as he stopped Trevor McCumbee in the 9th round last September. This guy is a showman. He's a showman. He's a throwback fighter. He's a champion, very proud family man as well. As I want to bring in Caleb Plant. Caleb, how are you?
Doing well, Ray. Thank you.
It's great to see you. Great to talk with you, Caleb. May 31st against Armando Resendiz. What can the world expect?
Man, they can expect a show. May 31st, they can expect a show, expect fireworks. Me and the team, we've been training hard, grinding hard. And once that bell rings, I'm going to step on them.
Do not miss it. And I want to let everyone know that, again, we are going to have an in-person press conference in Los Angeles in a couple of weeks. So be on track and be on the lookout for that from our esteemed PR team. Caleb, you're a showman. When you get in the ring, you put on a show. You're a throwback fighter because you will fight anybody and everybody. You have always said from the beginning of your career, I want to fight the world's best. But when you're in the ring, you always tend to make guys miss, and you have some theatrics in the ring, and it's really sort of, people, gravitate towards that. Where do you get that showmanship from? Because when you're in that ring, I almost feel like you're, headlining on Broadway or something along those lines.
It's just, I feel strongly about having fun with what you love to do. And, boxing's always been a place where I can kind of like let go, and, I may be more quiet and reserved outside of the ring, but it's like once the bell rings, I feel like myself, and I can really relax and have fun in there. And everybody wants to have fun with something they love doing, and that's what I like.
I'm going to get to Armando Resendiz in a few moments, but Caleb, you have accomplished so much in the sport of boxing, and you've been very successful financially as well. You deserve every single, dollar and penny that you've earned. But where do you get this desire to still compete at this high level, knowing that, you are very well off, financially? The goal of a prize fighter is to, do well when it comes to world championships and also financially. You've done that, but I feel like you still have this desire to compete. Almost your desire has only increased since before I even met you, and you were 10-0 as a fighter.
Yeah. I mean, the goal was to put me and my family in a better financial situation. Obviously, hopefully get to a better financial situation than with the one I grew up in. But even above that, it's the desire to be a winner, to be a champion, to get my name in that big book, to be in the Hall of Fame and to have that written in stone, something that lasts forever, something that my children can look at and see firsthand what hard work gets them. And, even if you fall short, even if you mess up, even if you lose, that's not a reason to quit. That's a reason to get up and dust yourself off and to show that you can, continue on and continue to win. And, there's motivation, and then there's the desire, and desire is a much stronger feeling than motivation. And it's not a fleeting emotion either. So, I have the desire to be a winner. I have the desire to be a champion. And, that doesn't go away just from a few dollars,
Well, I also want to congratulate you and your family. I know that your wife, Jordan, is expecting, your family's second child. So congratulations to you guys on that as well. I know you're very much looking forward to that. So I wish you guys all the best, and, very excited. And it's great to see the growth of your family as well, because I know how much of a proud father you are.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're excited.
Well, Armando, for you, how do you assess Caleb Plant, a man who's accomplished so much in the sport of boxing, world champion, but how do you analyze Caleb Plant?
Armando, ¿cómo tenés visto a Caleb Plant? ¿Cómo lo analizás sabiendo que es un campeón mundial, un veterano de 1000 batallas?
Bueno, no, pues excelente. La verdad que lo veo bien. Sé que es un gran peleador, es un peleador fuerte, es un peleador de élite. Honestamente, yo creo que uno de mis sueños siempre ha sido pelear contra los mejores, porque esa es parte del objetivo, y pues va a ser una buena pelea esta.
I see him in excellent shape. Caleb Plant is an elite fighter, someone that has accomplished a lot in the sport already, and I'm excited because my dream and my goal has always been to fight against the best, and I feel like this is making that dream come true, and fighting against Caleb is going to be a great show on May 31st.
Before I get ready to turn it over to the media for questions for both Caleb Plant and Armando Resendiz, I want to send a special happy belated birthday to Brittany Goosen Brown, the vice president of TGB Promotions, who was involved in the promotion for many outstanding, memorable PBC events. So happy belated birthday to Brittany Goosen Brown. I'm going to turn it over now to Andrew Roberts. Questions from the media. If you have a question, wait for Andrew to call upon you, then come out with your question. Let us know what media outlet you are from. Andrew, it's all you.
Thanks very much, Ray. Our first question is going to come from Ron Goodall with Fight Hype. Ron, please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
Awesome. My question is to Caleb Plant. First and foremost, I know you put out a tweet kind of addressing kind of a lot of the fights that you wanted, and you kind of explained how, you know, Pacheco was negotiating with Billy, and Munguia was busy, and Canelo was busy, and Edgar has a fight. But you also mentioned that Charlo wanted a tune-up to get active. I just wanted to just ask, kind of maybe a soft confirmation that you get past your opponent. I know that you're not looking past them, but if Charlo gets past Charlo-Lamanna, the card seems to be built up that you guys
We're not
face
doing
each other.
that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Hey, Thomas, you had your time to talk, so
Yeah.
that question wasn't for you, it's for me. So
Yeah.
respectfully,
Yeah, Caleb,
I'm gonna
respectfully,
ask
I
you,
do respect
me and you
you,
are
champ.
cool. Me and you are cool.
Yeah,
We
facts,
never had no
facts,
issues.
facts,
But I'm gonna ask you
facts.
respectfully to shut the fuck up and let me.
Yeah,
You
no
done
doubt,
your
no
job.
doubt.
Let me do my thing. All right.
Yeah. Let me say something. You're 100% right. I don't want to
No.
disrespect you.
You got your turn to say something. It's
no,
my
it's
turn to
okay.
say
Yeah, but
something.
we're not doing that. You gotta fight your mans. I gotta fight more. So like it's a disrespect to me as well. You understand me?
But
So
right now you're
we're not
disrespecting
doing
me.
that.
But right
We're
now
not doing that.
me.
We're not.
So,
I
pipe
have
down.
no intent to do that. I have
But
no
you are,
intent to
so
do
who
that.
gives a fuck what you had
Okay.
intent doing?
All right. Well, look,
you do your thing. I'm doing my thing.
All
The
I'm saying,
answer
we're
is-
not doing that though.
The answer is
Yeah.
after
And watch your mouth too, bro. We're not on that.
or what?
I said we're not on that.
Look, man, ain't nobody talking to you right now. The plan is if I win or when I win, and if Charlo is able to win,
Thank you. All right,
then
bet.
the goal and the plan is for me and him to fight. So I don't give a fuck what you and Jermall got going on. You guys can figure that out when the bell rings. That ain't for me to figure out. But the plan is when I step on Armando, because I'm going to step on him, and if Charlo wins, then we're going to fight. Am I right or am I wrong? Thomas, since you got so much to say.
Nah, they muted me. You're right. Nah,
Okay,
they
so
muted me.
they're asking what the plan is, not what's going to happen, not what's going to go through. They're asking what the plan is.
All right, that's a bet.
Okay, so pipe down, motherfucker.
All right, that's a bet.
You don't have your turn to talk. I know how to answer the question. He ain't talking to you, motherfucker.
All right, but you
Yeah, get his dumb ass out of here. Ain't nobody talking to you right now. Boy, you had your chance.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, great. Thanks very much, Sean or Ron. Our next questions are going to come from James Bell with the Boxing Source. James, please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
All right, thanks, Andrew. First question here for Armando. Given that you had fights against Jarrett Hurd and Elijah Garcia, what did you take from that or those two fights leading into this one here against world champion and Caleb Plant?
Armando, ¿qué conclusiones sacaste de tus peleas contra Hurd y contra Elijah García de cara a este nuevo desafío contra Caleb Plant? ¿Te sirvió de algo?
Claro, claro que sí. De todas las peleas se aprende. Aprendí en esas peleas que mencionan. Aprendí que no hay rival pequeño, pero tampoco rival tan grande que no se pueda derrotar. Entonces, me siento con un gran aprendizaje de todo lo que ha llevado mi carrera, algunas altas, unas bajas, pero todo es para seguir aprendiendo y pues con la fe en Dios siempre y vamos para adelante, como buen mexicano.
Look, like a good Mexican fighter that I am, I always, put my best foot forward, and I have faith in everything that I do, and I put my faith in God as well. As far as the previous fights that I had, every single fight is a learning experience. My career has had highs and lows, and I definitely think that the fights against Hernan Garcia have allowed me to realize that there are no opponents that are too small, but that you never have a boogeyman that they have to fear. So I'm gonna be ready for this challenge, and the fights that I've had in the past are gonna allow me to be even stronger this time around.
All right, and my next question for Caleb Plant, you talked about, legacy and your desire here being as a fighter. Given that, this fight is going to take place, not that far from when they're going to have the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony, what would you think is your plan to be enshrined in that Hall of Fame?
Well, first things first, that's putting on a big performance May 31st. If Charlo's able to, get past his test and win, beat him in impressive fashion, fight Edgar Berlanga, step on him, step on Jaime Munguia and Diego Pacheco and, any of the other guys who are up there, and just, one by one, keep picking them off until, my name is cemented and I'm able to, get in that Hall of Fame. That's the goal. That's the dream. And, but you can only, do that one fight at a time. So right now, I think LaManna thought I was going to get on here and say after Charlo knocks, I don't, what Charlo and him got going on have nothing to do with me right now. My focus is on Armando Resendiz, and I'll let them figure that out. And I'm going to figure out the fight between me and Armando. And then, we'll go from there. But yeah, just slowly keep picking them off one by one.
All right. Thanks for those questions, James. Our next questions are going to come from Cynthia Conti with Best Women's Boxing Show, period. Cynthia, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. This question is for Caleb. Can you talk about the difference, since you fought Canelo and David Benavidez, can you talk about the difference between rebuilding after the Canelo fight versus rebuilding after your fight with Benavidez?
Rebuilding
yourself after those losses, going into the Macumbi fight, and what you learned from Macumbi going into Resendiz.
Yeah, in the Canelo fight, it was a good fight, but taking the biggest thing away from that was just the experience, and with a few adjustments, knowing that I'm the guy. So went back to work, and for some reason I feel like some fighters, they lose and their confidence is shattered, and maybe their confidence was fake to begin with. I don't know, but a loss has never stripped me of my confidence or made me feel like I couldn't accomplish what I wanted to. So I got back to work, got knockout of the year against Anthony Durrell, who's the two-time world champion. Then in the David fight, the Durrell fight was a great experience as well. But, the David fight, things was going really well the first half of the fight. And, he started to take over the second half. He's a big guy, and also he's got a lot of skill and a lot of ability. He's a great fighter. But taking that experience into the Trevor Macumbi fight, being able to stay cool and calm regardless of what was coming my way, and make adjustments, which a lot of fighters aren't able to do, and handle business in fashion there. So Armando knows me. He knows how good I am. We've sparred before, and we sparred a couple times, and he knows I'm the real deal.
Okay, and for Resendiz, he just said that you know him sparring. Did you take anything away from it? And do you see that you can use it against him?
Bueno, Armando, de lo que tenés de la experiencia de sparring y todo, ¿sentís que te puede ayudar de cara a esta pelea?
Bueno, todo sirve. Es bueno valorar todo. Los sparring, la verdad, no nos fue tan mal. Hicimos una buena cantidad de sparring. La verdad que por ahí se empieza y no, siento que no es tampoco algo imposible que se pueda lograr, y como te lo repito, con la fe siempre por delante y dándolo todo en mi entrenamiento. Yo sé que él se acuerda de mí, de esos sparring. Yo sé que él se acuerda de esa vez que le ayudé, creo que iba a pelear con Canelo Álvarez, algo así. Entonces, por ahí vamos empezando con la preparación de esta pelea, y con fe en Dios de que vamos a salir victoriosos.
I know that Caleb remembers me from those sparring sessions. I think he was about to fight Canelo Alvarez, and like I said before, nothing is impossible. And with faith in God, I know I have the tools that I need in order to overcome this challenge. On my own training camp that has been going great. My sparring sessions have also been really good. I feel really confident. So let's get it on.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. Our next questions are going to come from Mark Lellenwalla with DAZN News. Mark, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hey, this question is for Caleb. You handle your business against, you handle your business, and if Charlo handles his business, how much would you look forward to fighting Charlo for closure, especially after that backstage incident that happened between y'all?
I feel like I have closure in the situation. I feel like I'm the one who closed that situation up. So, but I'm always looking to face big names in the super middleweight division. And he's a super middleweight now, so he's one of them. But other than that, I don't really care anything about that fight right now. It's not important for me to want that fight or focus on that fight. I'm not going to be distracted by the fight that's in front of me. There's been a million fighters in the past. They put them on the same show. They say, hey, if you win, you get to fight each other. And they're so busy thinking about the next fight or the big fight or whatever they want to call it. And they wind up not even winning the fight in front of them. And I won't make that same mistake. I'm focused on Armando Resendiz. I know he's training hard to come and take my spot, but that's not going to happen. And I know it, and he knows it.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Our next question is going to come from Harrison Campbell with the Tennessean. Harrison, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Caleb, you obviously have a lot of experience on the biggest stages and main events. Kind of what factor do you think that experience is going to play in this fight?
Experience plays a huge factor in every fight. And experience isn't something you can buy. It's not something you can borrow. You got to go through the fire to get it. And I've done that. And I've done that gracefully. And I've been on the biggest stages in boxing. And like I said, each time you get more experience in those big fights, you get to carry it over into, the next fight. And I got too much experience for Armando. I'm too fast. I'm too strong. I'm too slick. I got a good team behind me, a great team behind me. And Brad, my dad, Rich, my strength and conditioning coach, Tony. And we're the A-team. We're coming to win, and we're going to win.
Appreciate it. Best of luck to both of you guys.
All right. Thanks, Harrison. We'll try to get to a couple more here. Next questions are going to come from Jake Donovan, Boxing Scene. Jake, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thanks, Andrew. Caleb, I honestly can't remember the last time you had an opponent that there was no beef. Unless Armando completely flips and goes uncharacteristically heel. Can you remember the last time where you had you can go into a fight not worrying about having a beef with your opponent beforehand? Been a minute, right?
I'm not really a fan or fond of anybody standing across me. I've put in, I've had to go through a lot to get here, in the ring, out the ring. And when someone's in front of me trying to disrupt that, trying to mess that up for me, when I have big plans, I take that personal. Now, a lot of my past opponents, I feel have really went out of their way to come at me, which I feel like that's kind of what you're speaking to. But I'm built for stuff like that. I wouldn't say that it bothers me, So again, Armando, he thinks he's going to beat me. That's enough right there to piss me off. So he knows who I am. He knows how I'm coming.
Got it. And then my final question for you. So Canelo is off in Turkey land. He's going to be there. He's probably going to retire over there. As we've seen in the past couple of weeks, all the other super middleweights are circling around each other. Diego Pacheco didn't want to fight Billy, and Billy didn't want to fight the guy from France. None of these guys really want to fight either. What opportunity do you see where you can absolutely become the bank at 168 and that everyone has to come to you and that you become the face of the division, whether it's a Canelo rematch or once Canelo decides to call it a career?
I think the first thing would just be winning impressively on May 31st. And then seeing where the landscape is and seeing where we can move next. And but nothing happens without me getting my hand raised in fashion on May 31st. So I think first things first, handle business against Armando and check the landscape and go from there.
All right. Thanks very much, Jake. Our next questions are going to come from Cesar Seda with Boxeo Urbano Network. Cesar, please unmute yourself. You can ask your questions.
Yes, my question is for Caleb Plant. Caleb, I see you all confidence and it's supposed to be like that, but this is a young lion. I know you sparring is not the same. This is a young lion. You coming from a huge fight on your last one where you became a interim world champion, but you went to the canvas on that one. And your opponent, Macombi, was your age and all that. This is a young lion. You don't think like if he found his way, it's gonna be a different way around?
I don't know, brother. You're gonna have to word that one a little different for me.
If he put you in the canvas, he got a good coach, he got a good corner. But if he put you in the canvas, like in your last fight, do you think you can be all confidence and got the same confidence like in your last fight to overcome this young lion that is on your side right there?
Did it happen
Armando
in my last
Resendiz?
fight? Did it happen in my last fight?
Well, it happens. Yes.
Yeah. Did it happen in my last fight?
It happened. Different opponent.
And then what did I do?
Different opponent. That's what I ask you the question because I see your confidence. You overcome it. Yes.
I got up. I whooped his ass, didn't I? And not to mention round 4, it was an arm punch anyway. See me on the arm, and I was stumbling from that and fell. So technically, I guess that's an 8 count, but it's not like I was hurt or bothered. But what I got up, stayed calm and cool like a champion does, and put my foot on his neck. So there's been tons of legendary fighters, world champions to get knocked down by their opponent, and they get up and they whoop ass. That's part of boxing.
All right, thanks, Caleb, and thank you, Cesar. Our last media questions for today are going to come from Abraham Gonzalez with Fights Around the World. Abe, please unmute yourself. You can ask your question.
All right, Caleb, I'm going to circle this back around to the positivity. Salute to that sneaker wall that you have back there. How difficult or was it difficult at all, trying to train and focus for this upcoming fight while having, your wife pregnant the second time around? Obviously, pregnancies are different and you want to be there for your wife as much as possible. How hard was it kind of balancing that?
It's not hard. Charlie, our first child, my daughter, she was born like 4 weeks before the Darrell fight. And, you see how I performed in that. And, we got help, and she's not the type I'm in camp and she knows that. And so she allows me to do my job and put my best foot forward in that. So, we're not in the same room. It's not a distraction for me, is what I'm trying to say. I'm fully focused on Armando and whether I have a kid on the way or not. If anything, that's just more fuel and more fire, more motivation for me to make sure that I get handle things on the 31st. So I feel like maybe some people have the type of woman who may make things hard on them and, nag at them but that's not the type of wife I have. And she understands the plan, and she knows what's at risk. She knows the task at hand, and she knows, what's at risk. So she wants me to put my best foot forward, and it's no bother.
That's what's up. And this question is for Armando. Armando, para la gente que no te conoce, buenos días. Para la gente que no te conocen y creen que te ven el nombre, te ven el récord tuyo y dicen, que ese no va a hacer nada a Plant. Para esa gente que te dicen, van a decirle eso porque no te conocen, no te han visto pelear, ¿qué quiere decirle a esa gente cuando viene el mayo 31 que van a ver esa noche de Armando Reséndiz?
Bueno, no mucho en realidad. No me enfoco mucho en ese tipo de comentarios o las personas que no creen en mí. Realmente a mí me basta con que mi familia, con que mi esposa, con que mis hermanos, con que todos ellos crean en mí y yo mismo creer en mí, que mi equipo crea en mí. Eso es más que suficiente, pero yo los entiendo a todas esas personas que a lo mejor no me conocen, y yo les diría que estén muy atentos, porque yo soy un mexicano que está aquí no para ver si puede, sino porque puede, está aquí. Entonces, vamos a darlo todo. Yo estoy viviendo parte de mis sueños y voy a salir a darlo todo esa noche. No me importa si alguien no cree, no pasa nada, está bien, y se entiende, porque puede haber razones y muchas formas de pensar, pero yo soy muy convencido de lo que soy capaz.
Look, I'm not a trash talker by nature, but I really don't care about whether people that don't know me believe in me or not. I care about whether my team believes in me, whether my family believes in me. I want to make my wife and my siblings and my whole family proud. That's what it's all about. I'm here making my dreams come true, and I'm a Mexican fighter. People are gonna see what I'm capable of. Just wait until May 31st, and you'll be witnessing exactly what I can do. And this is not because I think I can. It's because I know I can.
All right.
Hey, Martin, can you tell him something for me? I know that if I hit him with the overhand right, like I hit him in sparring, that had him wobbling everywhere, the same one that I hit him with in sparring, if I hit him with that same overhand right with these 10-ounce gloves on.
Bueno, acá dice Caleb que cuidado, que si te agarra con ese derechazo que te dio durante sesiones de sparring, te vas a dormir, ¿Qué tenés para responderle?
No mucho, tampoco que decirle, pero la verdad que yo creo que él mejor se ponga a pensar en cómo le estuvo yendo en esos días. Total, me terminaron corriendo porque pues algo no les convencía. Entonces, que se acuerde muy bien cómo fue todo lo que pasó en esos días de sparring. No hace falta dar mucho detalle. Nos vamos a ver el 31 en la noche y ahí vamos a sacar la casta.
Caleb, there's no need to really have selective memory like that. I think you're misremembering a bit about what happened that week, because in the end they took me out of the gym for a reason, right? They ran me out of there because they remember what happened that week. But there's really no need to also like remember the sparring session so much, because I'm gonna put my best out there and be the best version of myself. And I'm gonna show you exactly how much I've grown on May 31st.
Sound good.
All right. Thank you for that last question, Abraham, and thank you to all the media that joined us today. Thank you to both Caleb and Armando for taking the time. With that, I'm going to turn things back over to Ray Flores to wrap things up and get closing comments from the fighters.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Armando, on May 31st, it is PBC Championship Boxing on Prime Video, free and available to Prime Video subscribers. You do not want to miss it. It comes your way from Michelob ULTRA Arena at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Armando Resendiz, your prediction for your matchup against Caleb Plant.
Armando, ¿cuál es tu vaticinio para esta pelea contra Caleb Plant? ¿Cómo termina la pelea el 31 de mayo?
Termina con el toro levantando la mano. Primero Dios.
It's gonna end up with the toro, the bull, with his hand raised. God willing.
Caleb, how will the fight unfold on May 31st?
And still.
Greatly appreciated, champ. Good luck. We appreciate it. Also want to let everyone know that there will be an in-person press conference in Los Angeles in a couple of weeks. Be on the lookout from our PR team. And then we look forward to seeing everybody in Las Vegas. Caleb Plant, also Armando Resendiz, Jermall Charlo, Charlo-Lamanna. Thank you so much. And thank you very much to the media for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Have a great one. Take care. And we'll see you in Las Vegas.